Available now on Blu-ray from Radiance Films is the Italian film, dramatic political thriller, Illustrious Corpses from 1976. This is directed by Francesco Rosi with Lino Ventura, who you may people you recognize in this. Lino Ventura, Fernando, Max von Sydow, and Tino Carraro. It is in Italian with optional English subtitles. It looks great and sharp. This is a film I'd never heard of, and I love Italian films of any genre, really. The basics, I'm not going to tell you the whole story. The basic story here is that a police inspector, who's Lino Ventura, is in Sicily investigating a series of judge killings, racing to find the murderer before the next judge is killed. Various political groups are they come under suspicion, are implicated, so he's investigating all these people, trying to figure out who did it and why, and the possibility of more than mere revenge may be at play, because the idea is, well, who's killing a judge? Well, somebody who ruled in a favor in a way that he didn't like. So it's very interesting. Ventura is very good. Von Sydow is very good, and it is methodical, compelling, slow but never dull. It was just interesting. It's the kind of film that I like. Radiance, they put out all of these films from countries whose film worlds that I love, but they're not like always the most commercial. Like they'll put out Japanese films that are not necessarily samurai films. They'll put out Hong Kong films that aren't necessarily action. They'll put out Italian films that aren't, horror or crime. They're dramas, or they're investigative films like this. And it was very good. So that's most of what I'm going to say about this. I don't want to give a lot of details about the plot away. The performances are very good. It goes in ways you don't expect. It has an ending you do not expect coming. And to me, it was vaguely reminiscent of what I remember about the film Z, as well as the parallax view and the conversation. So if you know any of those films, that's kind of the vibe that this has. Gorgeous locations and interiors, just amazing places. It's gorgeous to look at. Again, if you like the time and the place the way I like the time and the place, that alone carries this film to a certain degree. Special features commentary by director Alex Cox, who's a huge fan of Italian cinema. Archival interview with Francesco Rosi discussing the political themes and scope of Illustrious Corpses, as well as the journey of Lino Ventura's character in the film. It was originally broadcast on French TV in May of '76. That is 4 minutes. They're very cool at Radiance, digging up these really rare Euro TV interviews from while these films were being made, or when they were being released, which is a look into the world of the film and the filmmakers that you don't always get when you're talking to somebody decades later. Archival interview with Francesco Rosti and actor Lino Ventura discussing their working relationship on the film, again from French TV in 1976. It's 5 minutes. You get Professor Gaetana Martine, again, so I mangle all the names, not by choice, discusses the ways Illustrious Corpses departs from the source novel, the film's connection to the Italian context of the 70s and its significance within Francesco Rossi's career. It's 29 minutes. You get the original trailer that's 3 minutes, a 33-image still gallery, and La Package looks a little something like this. So some new art, a little obi strip that you can take out if you want to. This is region A only, so this is only for North America. Then you get the back, and again, you can take that out and it won't obscure the cover there. Open it up and you get the disc, which is never more than just, a color and the logo of the film. Reversible cover gives you the original Italian poster art. And then you get a hefty little book with writing about the film, including posters from the film and stills from the film. You get the cast and crew list: Body Snatchers 2025 by Michael Atkinson, Francesco Rosi on Illustrious Corpses from 1976, interview with Francesco Rosi from 1976 by Andre Tournier, and transfer notes and credits, and it is illustrated again with images from the film itself. I love that Radiance does that oftentimes in their booklets. They will dig up writing about the film from when the films came out. So you get to see what interviews done at the time with the filmmakers, or you get to see what contemporary critics thought of the film. So available now on Blu-ray, a very interesting, not action-packed, but very interesting Italian investigative thriller, Illustrious Corpses.